Hey guys, and welcome back to Dungeon Fodder Delves. Today we delve into Gatekeeper with Simon. How are we?
Good, thank you.
Excellent.
Great start, Simon.
We nail the start every
I
time.
know, every time we nail it. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Is that it? Can I go now?
Yeah, that's
we're
it. We're done.
Cool.
Thanks, guys.
Cut it.
Okay, so just tell us a little about who you are.
My name's Simon, obviously. I'm one half of the ownership of Gatekeeper Games. My partner in crime, Paul, is the other one. We've known each other way too long. And yeah, we've had between us a lot of background and experience in retail. And decided if we're going to, have another job, let's...
Why not make a board game? Make it fun.
Exactly. And why work for someone else when we can work for ourselves?
That's very true.
That's the theory, anyway.
Yeah.
So, how would you describe Gatekeeper to someone outside? If you came across them, how would you describe it?
It's a store, obviously selling board games, but the two main premises behind it were what I like to call the four legs of the gaming table, as in board games, card games, role-playing games and miniatures. So we wanted to sort of target all of those. We didn't just want to be focused on one and with a little bit of stuff in the other, but we wanted to try and do as much as we could with all four.
Spread your web, as it were.
Exactly. So not everyone's interested in board games, not everyone's interested in minis, and so if we sort of spread it across the board, and a lot of people, there's obviously a lot of crossover there with people as well, so interested in multiple things. It was like basically just have the product range reflect that, and have the gaming area and the play area set up to reflect that as well. So hopefully get as many different people coming through playing.
And there's lots of good space here, isn't there? Lots of good areas to play, lots of good things to use. The area that we're in, you can use for
Functions,
conventions,
events. We've got a big New Year's Eve show coming up this year. There's a cabaret show every month.
Cool.
We've had a weekly comedy show. As well as obviously all the standard sort of geek stuff. And
so you're mixing it up as well. You're not just sort of keeping it on this sort of just particular keel of this. You're also bringing in any outside influence, bringing in and enjoying it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's interesting because we've found there's obviously the hardcore gamers, like I'm sure we all are, and probably a lot of people watching. But there's a lot of people that just like playing games every now and again, just socially and things like that, and that's a lot of the people that we're attracting as well. So, and educating them that there's more than just Monopoly out there. So,
I would say something different about Gatekeeper is the fact that of all these live functions, like I don't know another really gaming store that has all the comedy shows and the cabarets, and it just brings in another just area of customers that would just want to come.
Yeah, definitely. And once again, there's a crossover there. There's enough interest there from people in those. Just because people are into comedy or cabaret or whatever doesn't mean I don't like to play games.
You might always, as Gatekeeper is a great name for it, because you could be bringing people into games just by bringing those outside interests as well.
Yeah, definitely.
How long have you been here now?
We opened the very end of February, so we're coming up to about 10 months now. So coming up to obviously going through our first Christmas.
How's the preparations for that coming?
It's getting there. No, I think touch wood, we're sort of under control. So once again, being like everything we're doing this year is an experiment. So it's trial and error, and hopefully make as few mistakes as possible. It's a matter of you're going to make mistakes, but just try and reduce them. And
minimize the casualties.
Exactly. So it's a learning curve, but as I said, we've both been around for a long time, so hopefully that eliminates some of them. But yeah, so far, touch wood, so good. So and the thing that I've been really happy with is the fact that we're having a lot of people coming through specifically buying Christmas presents. It's one of those. It sounds silly, but I didn't know if people would actually think of us when they're actually out doing their Christmas shopping, or are they just going to go to the Northlands or something like that and do the rounds. So. So the fact that actually people are coming in here specifically to buy presents is really, really pleasing.
Do you still play games?
Not as much as I'd like, but yes. It's definitely a case of I was playing more games before we opened the store than now. And partially because of the time of year. This time of year, being Christmas once again. I think that'll probably change a little bit come January, February, when it's obviously not as busy and
I feel like you've got a bit more control over it, and you've got a bit more time to just
Exactly. And like even in the store itself, we have a table set up in the actual store itself, and the main reason we put that there was so we could actually play games while looking after the store. So at the moment it's full of stock, which is obviously slightly more important this time of year. But yeah, that still allows us, even if it's quiet, you know, we have enough regulars that can come through and can sit down, have a game of something, and still keep an eye on the store. So, you know, obviously you don't want to ignore people. But yeah, so it's and the other interesting thing is just being exposed to so many different games as well. That's one thing that I didn't factor in. Like, everyone has their sort of thing that they're interested in.
Yeah, there's certain type, whether it be Euro games, whether it be card games, whether it be the role-playing board games, not the RPGs themselves, but the, like Betrayal is a good example of that.
Yeah.
And
And also, I think, that certainly for us, the thing that's sort of blown me away is the popularity of the miniatures, and how big people are into miniature gaming and everything.
I can attest to that.
and everything that sort of goes with that. So there's obviously the gaming side as well as the hobby side. So
yeah, because you need a big space for miniatures, and you need to provide that. Your people are going to be playing them here, and then there's terrain, and there's everything else like that.
Exactly.
So when it came to miniatures, you started off probably a bit smaller, and then as the interest was really there, that's when you built it up a bit.
Yeah, very much so. Like, when we opened, we had very much a focus on, I guess, the board games and card games. With just a smattering of role-playing games and miniatures, but the miniatures in particular have just sort of exploded in terms of space, in terms of the store. Like we always had sort of an area set aside that was going to be for miniature gaming, and to be honest, that was sort of one of those areas we thought we'll probably open that up in our second year. 4 or 5 months in, it was open.
Everyone's clamouring. We need the area.
Exactly. And that's been going, it's still a little bit under construction. It's functional. It doesn't look as nice as maybe the rest of the store, but it's very functional. And it gets an absolute hammering. There's a couple of nights a week in particular that, just nice and chockers in there.
Yeah.
So, which is really, really good.
So, what's behind the gate?
Yeah.
Can't take
Can I look?
I wouldn't.
Okay.
It's probably the best.
Yeah. The last, actually, we don't even bother talking about the last person that looked. It's just, it's not pretty.
A couple of quick things.
Yes.
Just give us in a couple of sentences why people should come here and where we are. Like suburb, etc., etc.
Okay. We are just north of the city in Melbourne, so North Fitzroy. So very handily placed right near all public transport. But yeah, it's probably maybe 10 or 15 minute drive just north of the city. Literally the tram stop right at the front of the store.
Number 11 tram right
Number
at the
11
front.
tram, yes. And then there's bus stop 30 seconds walk away, and train line 5 minutes away, and heaps of parking. And that was one of the things that obviously we factored in when we were looking at locations as well, so make it easy for people to get to. But yeah.
Why should people come here? I mean, it's easy to get to, we can say that, but why should they come?
I don't know.
Because you need the money, damn it.
Exactly. We have rent to pay. Basically we're trying to be as open and broad to as wide a range of people as possible. So one of the things, both Paul and I, once again, we've worked in geek shops in the past, and a lot of geek shops look like geek shops, and they smell like geek shops, and they have the appearance of geek shops.
Yeah.
And we very much didn't want that with our store. So it's very much an open, clean, environment.
Welcoming.
Yeah, and it's something, and we mean that in the nicest possible way to the other stores. So a lot of it is sort of situational as well. We're not having a go at any other stores or anything like that. But in terms of for what we wanted with our market, and I think also in this area, a lot of people seem to appreciate that, and it's broadened, I think, the market into a lot of different households that maybe they wouldn't have wandered through sort of a traditional geek store. And we see it literally every week where people will walk in and it's like, oh, this is a geek shop, and they don't know what to make of it because it's not what the image that they had in mind. So when they were dragged along by whoever dragged them in, and they're like, oh, this is really nice. So,
and then it begins with the board games and the card games and the miniatures. It doesn't stop.
It doesn't stop.
And I can attest myself, I've wandered in here almost by accident a couple of months ago, and it was greeted very friendly manner. So
yeah, and I come here basically every Tuesday. So
yeah. So 2 more things.
Yes.
We did a bit of research before we came in here. Could you describe your dancing style?
Not pleasant.
can we get we have some people in the background wanting more information about this.
Very happy to give some information. No, it's been very nicely described as a telephone pole and an earthquake. So it's just basically like that. That's about it. So.
And anything? Probably one last little bit. There is a young girl in a very pretty dress.
Yes.
Over here that should probably come and wave at the camera. That would be lovely. Is that you mind?
Come say goodbye. Who is it?
Alexis?
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 Do you want to come wave at the camera in that beautiful little dress? No?
Say goodbye to the people at
Say
home.
goodbye, say goodbye. Thank you for watching.
Oh, she's a bit shy.
No.
Come on,
she's
Gelly.
not
It's okay, you can
shy.
come up with me.
Here she comes.
Don't force her, honey.
No, that's okay.
It's
No.
okay.
If we can't get her to say goodbye, we'll say it ourselves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
alright then. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks for watching.
If you want to come to Gatekeeper, you know where it is now. It's a great place to have fun, play any kind of nerd game there is, and the people here are amazing. So,
I came here on a hot day and he gave me a ginger beer.
10 out of 10. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you
Thanks for
next
watching,
time.
guys. See you later.
Hey guys, can you introduce yourself for the camera?
I'm Lawrence.
I'm David.
And this is my amazing microphone. And we're here at Gatekeeper Games, and what are you guys playing?
Blood Bowl. Classic.
Awesome, I've actually never played Blood Bowl before. It's
Like
fun.
we said, get out.
So, what about Gatekeeper draws you in here? You know, why come to Gatekeeper? What's so great about it?
Well, the guys that run it are good, they're friendly, they want games running, you know, it's not just a business for the sake of money, they seem to actually enjoy coming here.
They enjoy making
The atmosphere is, yeah, it's great.
Yeah. So,
It's pretty light. It sort of smells good, you know. Normally when
that's
you...
twice we've gotten that.
Yeah.
This place smells good.
I think because I've had a couple of friends that have come to visit and they said that is the cleanest, nicest store I've ever really been to. And I've been to some stinky stores in my time, so I can definitely sort of...
It's very true. It is quite nice. It's kept quite clean.
But they're also, what Lawrence was saying about supporting sort of games just for the sake of the games. So we ran a event by the Eternal Struggle, sort of tournament out the back here, which is an old 90s card game. There isn't so much money in it for anyone really, but they were well and truly behind us. We've got lots of players in and really sort of looked after us all day and made sure we all had a good time. Just purely because they were just stoked to see people actually playing this game from the 90s, like an old relic that no one really played.
Yeah, it's likewise with Blood Bowl, they're not really, there's no obvious money incentive in that, they just wanted games happening in the store and we're more than happy to accommodate us.
Yeah, very happy to help out the community,
Yeah.
help it grow, and help old gamers meet new gamers.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much.
So did you guys just play the miniatures and the Vampire? Or
I played a bit of Netrunner as well, played
Netrunner?
the leagues they've run, and yeah, that's been good.
So they have a few leagues here as well?
Yeah, there's been, I think, 3 so far, there's another one running now.
Is this just Netrunner or just leagues in general?
I've run other games as well,
Yeah.
but Netrunner's the one I've played before, so...
Nice.
Yeah, well, it sort of seems to go in sort of trends. There are all sort of waves. So
Yeah.
I think it started off 40k about 6 or 7 years ago. From there, I moved into War Machine in Macleod.
No, I've been playing Wargames my whole life.
And sort of from there, I think like sort of Blood Bowl came along. Someone suggested that we start a league, and all of a sudden there were like 18 players or however many, 14.
Yeah, 17 with a few who just missed out. So.
Yeah, and then sort of
17 players, that's, yeah.
yeah, which is pretty good, just sort of out of the blue.
Yeah.
When you just anyone want to play some Blood Bowl, all of a sudden, you know, there's
Yeah, everyone. It was a pretty quick. Yes, why not? Why wouldn't I play that?
Yeah,
Sort of thing.
and it sort of, and from there it seems to be moving into Guild Ball now because everyone started playing a bit of Blood Bowl, realises it's good, but it sort of could, use a bit of a polish, so everyone's sort of moving into Guild Ball, and it'll probably continue like that, like been playing Netrunner, been playing all sorts of games, but you just sort of follow the trend, just because there's such a group, such a good group, you can just sort of, hang out and actually just sort of play games with people rather than just going, I'm just going to stick to this one thing.
Nice. So you two would definitely suggest Gatekeeper anyone to come try out?
Definitely.
Yeah. It's easily the nicest sort of place. Like I've often just come down here just to hang out and sort of do a chat for a couple of hours, get a bit of spare time. So it's a really nice place.
Awesome. Well, there you go, guys. Gatekeeper, 10 out of 10. Awesome. See you next time.